So we used the level from perch to perch, measure down, and in 1 inch increments to get our template, transferred it to the paper, and then transferred it to the metal. This video was shot prior to us having our plasma cutter, so we ended up having to use a 4.5 inch cutoff wheel, which anybody who's done it knows it is noisy and it is messy. So we were actually really happy with how this template turned out. The fitment to the differential housing actually was quite tight in our opinions of it. We did, however, toss the template after we were finished building this, which we're quite frustrated with ourselves because it would have been a great template to use for future builds or other people with dana44. We're going to make a file folder with all these templates that we use over coming projects, and this way we can refer back to them when needed. So I'm doing the measurements here for the layout of the top plate to this truss, and then Steve's going to come on over and give this a good cut.
Those look juicy.
It's a little bit higher than your well.
No, that looks juicy.
Just watch out the ground wires around the camera leg, the tripod leg.
So you can see here we've got the propane torches on this center section on all the cast. We've also got heat guns in both ends of the axle tubes. Just doing our best to keep the heat into it and then allow this thing to heat up slowly as well as cool slowly. The propane torches are not the best for heating this stuff up. You get quite localized heat, but like I say, we did our best.
How hot is it? Anywhere from, I think we had some of them here at 100, 280, 192. be the blanket instead of the control. Then you don't have to face the speed. Yeah. And I feel like we're doing less effective. Okay, so we got this thing welded up. We'll get some better footage of it tomorrow if it's cooled off. But as you can see, we got 2 welding blankets. We had heat guns in the backside and both axle tubes, which we're going to pull out in a minute here. And we're going to do our best to let this cool down as slowly as possible. Steve did a lot of reading, and there are so many mixed reviews. Right from MIG weld to arc weld to
rods.
Yeah, type of rod. It's endless. Preheat, don't preheat. Post heat, don't post heat.
Yeah.
Different types of cast. It's a science in its own. So we did our best. We did our best from what we figured, and that's what we're gonna have it.
We got her painted up, and we ended up, originally we were going to put the ARB fitting here, but decided against that. It was just way too far back in the carrier. There is room there, but it was just way too far back, so we ended up cutting a hole in the top here and threading the ARB fitting in there. I got the breather here, and so we're just putting the gear set back in. Made a tool so that we can torque that down and get the proper preload on there. So it's taking a bit of extra time that we weren't expecting it, but other than that, she is all done, painted up, and there's the pinion in. Just got to get that in, get a preload set, and we're going to throw the carrier in there, make sure everything meshes okay, pull it all apart, spread the case, and then go for final assembly, and that's going to be it. So we got the rear differential back in the Jeep. We've had it out wheeling. It worked great. No leaks, no issues with it. So super happy with that. It's actually really impressive that we had a rebuildable locker. It's been about 6 weeks since we pulled this apart, and the original plan was to just replace the copper line. We thought that it might be pinched or broken inside the housing. Thought I was going to get away with just replacing the copper line. And we pulled it apart, and it was to the point where I didn't want to drive on it anymore because I was worried about damaging the ARB. So it sat on the lift for pretty much 6 weeks while we, well, part of that time we were able to build the truss, which was a plus. But we kind of ended up building the truss because we were waiting for parts, and we had a lot of time on our hands. I think the ARB seal took about 2 or 3 weeks to come in, but the big one was the bearings. And North Shore Off-Road did us a huge favor. They pulled apart a bunch of different sets of bearings and assembled what we needed to, and then sold it to us as a package, so that was perfect. We drove this thing all the way down from Kelowna with that differential, with 35 thou lash and no preload. And then I took it on probably 2 wheeling trips and wasn't super hard on it, but it's amazing that it didn't grenade. So I I think we were lucky to end up with a rebuildable ARB there. So it's back in the truck. I'm pretty happy with it. Definitely took a lot longer to get to this point than I wanted, but that's kind of what you get when you buy somebody else's project. You never know what you're getting into. So might be getting a deal, but you pull it apart, you never know what you're going to get. So a little bit of mystery box there, and with this thing, it's definitely been a mystery box for sure. So still a victory. Yeah, absolutely. So it's been a huge victory. It was definitely more cost effective to go this way than it would have been buying a brand new ARB and putting it in and everything. So I think given the way this was installed, I don't think that ARB ever even got used. It looked to me like they put the bearing cap on, pinched the line off, and the thing probably never worked. So we pretty much got a new ARB, and now the rear housing's trussed. So we're in a better place, and looking forward to getting this thing back off road. So if you like the content, like and subscribe, and appreciate your comments. See you on the trail.